All right, well, we've done 5 angles for the night so far, so everything after this, I'm going to switch the clock down from 90 seconds to 60 seconds, just so we could get the show moving a little bit quicker and get out of here. But I just want to move on to like a couple more things, not that many things more, but I do want to mention MJF because he is really good, and he's feuding with Daniel Garcia, a feud that's been getting mixed reviews from our panelists. I usually have been liking it. Vlad has been kind of down because he's just not buying Daniel Garcia at all as a wrestler. But anyway, so I'm going to review what happened on Dynamite and then on All Out separately. So I'm going to start with Dynamite first. So this was on Wednesday the 4th, a few days ago now. And Garcia came out to call MJF's ass out to open the show, to open Dynamite. And MJF was sitting in like a booth, and he had a glass of alcohol, and he was drinking. They had a long conversation. I honestly don't remember a lot of it. I remember some of it, but I could, from what I remember, just from the top of my head, Daniel Garcia, who wants revenge on MJF at this point, said that he's going to end his career. You know, he told this long story about how when you take your children to school, they're going to ask, hey, you used to be a wrestler, and MJF's going to have to tell them, yeah, I used to be, until Daniel Garcia ended my career. And I do.
Can you imagine?
I do.
Getting your career ended by this guy. Good God.
I do, okay. I do get some of your point, Vlad, when I was listening to Daniel Garcia, because I was looking, I do this when I look for thumbnails. Like, I go slowly, and I'm looking through, like, for, like, a good facial expression or a good, like, you know, and I just didn't see many from him. You know what I mean? Like, he does have, like, a kind of a blank face, I'll tell you. Sometimes he's just not very expressive with himself. Doesn't have a lot of charisma. Very normal in a way. So I guess I see your point there for that. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm gonna move on with just telling you what happened in this segment before I get some thoughts from you guys on this segment in particular. But MJF, I think the way it ended, he basically retorted with talking about Daniel Garcia's mother. Right? He just went straight to that, saying how she was promiscuous or something, and Daniel Garcia basically I'm paraphrasing. No,
that's right. That's what he said.
And then here's MJF's face when he's, you know, tells him the terrible, awful thing. And I think that sent Daniel Garcia over the edge to send him into the crowd and try to fight through security and get to MJF. And then this is where he got to him, and MJF just fucking cracked him on the head.
I laughed so hard, bro.
A glass, I guess.
I don't think I've laughed harder watching AEW in a long time when he cracked him. I was like, that was fucking perfect.
Yeah, and MJF brushes himself off here, made it look easy, and then he grabs him, and I think he says some stuff to him. I don't really remember what he said, but the important thing was that he kissed him in his bloody forehead.
Why they do that type of stuff? The licking that's disgusting, bro.
And then he's got the blood all over his face too, which is like a really funny look. It's a really funny image of MJF with Daniel Garcia's blood all over his lips because he just kissed him right there. But anyways, MJF walks off, and so there's that. Okay, so before we get to the match at All Out, because we do have the results, I'll give your reviews of this. So Vlad gave this a thumbs up, and Robert gave this 2 thumbs up. So Robert liked this segment. I also gave this 2 thumbs up. So I'll start with Robert. You have a minute to discuss this segment from Dynamite before we go to All Out.
All right. Well, I'm probably not going to need a whole minute. I'll just keep this really brief. I thought this was really, really good. Just like the week before, they had a really cool segment. I think the week before it was a lot more intense than this one, but this was still, to me, pretty awesome. MJF, man, I hope he never turns face again, because him as a heel is so much better. His work as a heel is ridiculously good. I please don't ever turn face again, because he's a lot more interesting this way. And then, you know what, Daniel Garcia, I don't know, maybe MJF is bringing out the best in him. He's done pretty well the past couple weeks. His promos aren't so bad. Usually it's kind of cringe, but I thought he was just fine, and I thought this was good.
Yes, Robert, I'm with you. 2 thumbs up. I think he did well in this feud with MJF. I thought it carried well. I don't know. Vlad says he didn't buy it. He doesn't like that Daniel Garcia is even in this feud with someone as high profile as MJF. He doesn't think he deserves it, right? But I thought it worked. But all right, let's get your review just to this segment. So just a thumbs up though. So we got a good review from you finally for this Daniel Garcia thing.
Oh, I liked it because of like I said, when he cracked him, I thought that was really well done. The camera work actually, for the first time, they actually caught it perfectly. Usually, like AEW would screw this up and they'd have the camera pointed in the wrong direction or something, and it would. But this one they got perfectly. It was like he nailed them and they got it just right. So I like that aspect of things. Yeah, they talked a lot. It was, they said that they would end each other's careers, and they mentioned each other's families. I mean, the stuff that MJF was always kind of known for in his heel stuff. I think the stuff that Daniel Garcia was saying was kind of heelish. So it was kind of weird. Like, I'm going to cripple you, or you're going to go to your kids, or they're going to see that I retired. I mean, that was, I don't know. I mean, I understand why I guess they're trying to say like he's just gone crazy after he tried to injure him, which I understand in a sense, but still it was kind of heelish. But it was a good segment. I mean, the only reason I didn't give it 2 thumbs up probably is the fact that he's working with who he's working with, but otherwise, I enjoyed it. I did, because I enjoy a lot of MJF segments, so this is no surprise there.
Yeah, the blood feud seems to be a thing that Tony Khan is using in his booking a lot recently. He seems to be a fan of the unending hatred of I'm going to follow you until I'm dead or until you're dead, either one. So he's got 2 of them now. Daniel Garcia and MJF will never stop fighting, and Swerve and Hangman will never stop fighting. I don't know.
These two better stop fighting. Is all I have to say.
According to Daniel Garcia, he's never going to let it go. But okay.